It's your boy Mullah. This part two of the Rob and Big story. I had got cut off. Had to make a run, make moves. But here go the rest, y'all.
MTV demanded that the series go from a total of 8 episodes per season to 15,
Mm.
and also hired writers to come up with plot lines for each episode. It's no secret that reality television isn't actually reality. Most of what you see is planned through writing, or cast members are coached off camera on what to do and say. But Big Black explained that most of the situations in the first 2 seasons were developed on the fly, leading to a much more organic experience for not only the cast, but the viewing audience, which helped fuel the success of the show. But with success often comes egocentrism, which both Rob and Big have admitted consumed their friendship during the later stages of the series. Rob has taken credit for writing a lot of the ideas and concepts for the show, whereas Big Black didn't want to be involved in the creative process. This apparently led to on-set tension, as Rob felt as if he was the mastermind behind the show, and Big was just along for the ride. I'll leave links in the description to all the sources that I've obtained this information from. My intention isn't to take sides, but rather to ensure that you, the viewer, has all of the correct details. Despite the difficulties that plagued Rob and Big towards the end of its run, MTV wasn't eager to abandon Rob, and he wasn't ready to turn his back on them. In 2009, Rob Dyrdek's Fantasy Factory made its debut. But unlike Rob and Big, the show didn't revolve around a duo, but rather an ensemble cast that worked out of a massive complex, a converted warehouse made up partly of office spaces and an area designed for skateboarding and various activities. No longer did Rob need to worry about film crews occupying his house, which, funny side note, the house featured in Rob and Big was actually sold to Blake Anderson of Workaholics fame in 2013. On Fantasy Factory, Rob was joined by his cousin, Chris Drama Path, Drama's brother, Scott, aka Big Cat, Chanel West Coast, and producer turned on-screen personality, Jeremy Larner. I'm not going to lie. Once I found out that Big Black wasn't involved with Fantasy Factory, I had zero interest in watching the show. That is, until the 4th season, when it was announced that Big Black would be making a return to TV with his debut on Rob Dyrdek's Fantasy Factory. Apparently, I wasn't alone. There was a noticeable boost to the show's ratings after Big Black made a comeback. It was so clear that the magic from Rob and Big was completely missing without him. Prior to Big Black's return, he and Rob made up, and all the salary disputes were handled, effectively making any and all discourse between them just water under the bridge. Unfortunately, Christopher Big Black Boykin passed away in 2017 due to heart failure as a result of a heart attack, sending shockwaves to fans all over the world, especially those of us who grew up watching Rob and Big or Rob Dyrdek's Fantasy Factory. Rob and Big was especially important to me, as it was one of my favorite TV shows during my teenage years. And even though Big Black has passed on, I'm thankful that we can always go back and watch the shows that he was involved in and relive those great moments. That'll do it for today's episode.
Well, there y'all have it, man. Give them their flowers while they still here. Not too late. But it's your boy Mullah this week at the F5, and I'll be back with another one, and I'm out of here. Bow.